Hi, this is Jamie Mancado for the Great Lakes Bay Hispanic Leadership Institute. I'm here with
Xiomara.
Xiomara. How do they say it in English?
Oh, Xiomara in Spanish.
Xiomara. Xiomara. Would you like better Xiomara or Xiomara? Xiomara or Xiomara?
Either one is fine.
Either one? Okay. So today we're going to volunteer a reading of Sandra Cisneros, a couple stories, and I think it's a great author. A lot of schools really don't have the books anymore, but I think the kids really enjoy them. And Xiomara is, what's your ethnicity?
I'm
Puerto Rican. And so this is a kind of a good story, I think. She knows some of the Spanish words, and we're just going to practice it. And hopefully you'll pick up the book, A House on Mango Street, and also Women Hollering Creek by Sandra Cisneros. Mi Gente magazine, Larry interviewed Sandra Cisneros this past summer. I believe it was a great experience. I got to ask her a couple questions, and I'm going to share a little bit of her literature. So the first story is called My Papa, Who Wakes Up Tired in the Dark. Good.
Your abuelo is dead, Papa says, early one morning in my room. Está muerto. And then, as if he just heard the news himself, crumbles like a coat and cries. My brave Papa cries. I have never seen my Papa cry and don't know what to do. I know he will have to go away, that he will take a plane to Mexico. All the uncles and aunts will be there, and they will have a black and white photo taken in front of the tomb with flowers shaped like spears and a white face, because this is how they send the dead away in that country.
Now, do you ever go back to Puerto Rico?
I plan to.
What do you have about Puerto Rico that you want to go back and see?
My family.
Your family?
My abuela.
So you got your abuela in Puerto Rico. Mm-hmm. So how do you think the dad feels if we make a connection, like connection to self, the world, that we do connections to self sometimes? How do you think his dad feels now that his dad has passed away and he's in America, but his father is in Mexico?
Heartbroken, little.
So with all this immigration stuff going on, do you think we had to have some humanity involved in it? A little bit of humanity?
Yeah.
We do, right? My stepfather was deported, so I'm trying to get him through back here. So where do we leave off at? Okay, yeah.
Because I'm the oldest, my father has told me first, and now is my turn to tell the others. I will have to explain.
Are you the oldest, or what you have brothers and sisters?
I'm the youngest.
The youngest? So how do you think your big brother feels when he has to explain something to you?
Clueless. Very clueless on how to say things.
Okay, keep on going.
Explain why we can't play. I will have to tell them to be quiet today. My papa has thick hands and thick shoes, who wakes up tired in the dark, who combs his hair with water, drinks his coffee, and is gone before we wake. Today is sitting on my bed, and I think if my papa died, what would I do? I hold my papa in my arms. I hold and hold and hold him.
So do you think when she says, what do you think tells us that his dad was a hardworking man? That paragraph.
My papa, his thick hands and thick shoes, wakes up tired in the dark, who combs his hair with water, drinks his coffee, and is gone before we wake.
So how much do you think he cares about his family, you think, in your own opinion?
A lot, for working so hard.
Right, so and sometimes then his father died back in Mexico and he has to go see him, correct? And so that's a very powerful story. So give it a rating on a scale from 4 stars, one star being the worst, 4 being the best.
A 3.
3. Okay, good. All right. Next story. We're going to start this one over here. Born Bad. Born Bad. I haven't read this one before, so it's going to be kind of interesting. Now I know, in a lot of Mexican culture, they have a lot of what we call a lot of folklore. You know what I'm saying? They believe in La Llorona or something that. I had some aunts who believed in just witchcraft and things like that. But it's part of the culture. It's accepted. But sometimes it's just how things are in life. You know what I mean? But this is a cool story. It's a cultural piece. Is there anything in Puerto Rico, some kind of folktale you got? that you can share?
Not from what I know.
What's your favorite Puerto Rican food, by the way? Your favorite Puerto Rican dish?
I grew up with more Mexican dishes because my dad's Mexican.
Really? I think that's interesting though because you get it like the best of both worlds, right? What's your favorite Mexican dish?
Tamales.
Tamales. How do you guys make your tamales? It's tamale season, right? So how do you
My
make?
abuela makes them, and
Does she?
she says she'll teach me once I'm 18.
That's cool. Okay, Born Bad. Go ahead and read that one for us. Check it out.
Most likely I will go to hell, and most likely I deserve to be there. My mother says I was born on an evil day and prays for me. Lucy and Rachel prayed too. For ourselves and for each other, because of what we did to Aunt Lupe. Her name was Guadalupe, and she was pretty like my mother. Dark, good to look at. And her Joan Crawford dress and swimmer's legs. Aunt Lupe of the photographs. But I knew her sick from the disease that would not go. Her legs bunched under the yellow sheets, the bones gone limp as worms, the yellow pillow, the yellow smell, the bottles and spoons, her head thrown back like a thirsty lady. My aunt, the swimmer.
So she was a swimmer, right? She was healthy, but then she became sick, correct? Do you think that's her fault, or do you think that's like black magic or something? You think?
My culture would say black magic.
Okay.
It happens.
It happens in life, right? Just something that happens, but we understand the culture aspect, right? Okay. Keep on going for us.
Hard to imagine her legs, but strong, the bones hard and parting water, clean sharp strokes, not bent and wrinkled like a baby, not drowning under the sticky yellow light. Second floor rear apartment, the naked light bulb, the high ceilings, the light bulb always burning. I don't know who decides who deserves to go bad. There was no evil in her birth, no wicked curse. One day I believe she was swimming and the next she was sick. And the next day she was sick. It might have been the day that gray photograph was taken. It might have been the day she was holding cousin Tochi and baby Frank. It might have been the moment she pointed to the camera for the kids to look and they wouldn't. Maybe the sky didn't look the day she fell down. Maybe God was busy. It could be true she didn't dive right one day and hurt her spine. Or maybe the story that she fell very hard from a high step stool, like Toji said, is true.
So do you think I think of in Mexican culture, the owl, when they see the owl, it's kind of like in California, a lot of people have a tattoo of the owl. And for them, it's why would you have an owl on your arm, and symbolic. It's like some people think it's luck, some people think it's charm, some people think it's something significant, like we call ojo sometimes. Like if you see the owl, it's, do you think a gray sky really affected her life, her tragedy?
A form of black magic from the sky.
Could be, yeah. Today we know it's probably not that, but we know it's part of our culture though, right? We have things. Okay, keep on going for us.
But I think diseases have no eyes. They pick with a dizzy finger anyone. Just anyone. Like my aunt, who happened to be walking down the street one day in her Joan Crawford dress and her funny felt hat with the black feather. Cousin Tochi in one hand, baby Frank in the other. Sometimes you get used to the sick and sometimes the sickness, if it is there too long, gets to seem normal. This is how it was with her, and maybe this is why we choose her. Maybe this is why we chose her. It was a game, that's all. It was the game we played every afternoon ever since that day one of us invented it. I can't remember who. I think it was me. You had to pick somebody. You had to think of someone everyone knew. Someone you could imitate. And everyone else would have to guess who it was. It started out with famous people. Wonder Woman, the Beatles, Marilyn Monroe. But then somebody thought it'd be better if we changed the game a little? If we pretended we were Mr. Benny or his wife Blanca or Ruthie or anybody we knew? I don't know why we picked her. Maybe we were bored that day. Maybe we got tired. We liked my aunt. She listened to our stories. She always asked us to come back. Lucy, me, and Rachel. I hated to go there alone. The 6 blocks to the dark apartment, second floor, rear building, where sunlight never came. Why did it matter? My aunt was blind by then. She never saw the dirty dishes in the sink. She couldn't see the ceilings dusty with flies, the ugly maroon walls, the bottles and sticky spoons. I can't forget the smell, like sticky capsules filled with jelly. My aunt, a little oyster, a little piece of meat on an open shelf for us to look at. Hello, hello, as if she had fallen into a well. I took my library books to her house. I read her stories. I liked the book, The Water Babies. She liked it too. I never knew how sick she was until that day I tried to show her one of the pictures in the book, a beautiful color picture of the water baby swimming in the sea. I held the book up to her face. I can't see it, she said. I'm blind. And then I was ashamed. She listened to every book, every poem I read her. One day, I read her one of my own. I came very close. I whispered it into the pillow. I want to be like the waves on the sea, like the clouds in the wind. But I'm me. One day I'll jump out of my skin.
So it's kind of sad because she's sick. She can't exactly go back to that way she was when she was a swimmer, right? I'll shake
the sky like 800 violins. That's nice. That's very good, she said in her tired voice. You just remember to keep writing, Esperanza. You must keep writing. It will keep you free. And I said yes. But at that time, I didn't know what she meant.
You know, like we talk about the structure. Wait, do you know what esperanza means in Spanish? Esperanza. Hope. Hope. It means hope, right? They wanted to convey hope, like a message of hope, right? Okay, keep on going. That's good. Keep on going.
The day we played the game, we didn't know she was going to die. We pretended with our heads thrown back, our arms limp and useless, dangling like the dead. We laughed the way she did. We talked the way she talked, the way blind people talk without moving their head. We imitated the way you had to lift her head a little so she could drink water. She sucked it up slow out of a green tin cup. The water was warm and tasted like metal. Lucy laughed, Rachel too. We took turns being her. We screamed in the weak voice of a parrot for Tochi to come and wash those dishes. It was easy. We didn't know she had been dying such a long time. We forgot. Maybe she was ashamed. Maybe she was embarrassed it took so many years. The kids who wanted to be kids instead of washing dishes and ironing their papa's shirts. And the husband who wanted a wife again. And then she died. My aunt who listened to my poems. And then we began to dream the dreams.
Okay, that's I think a powerful story. What about you?
It is.
So sometimes this is The House on Mango Street. It's throughout the. It's a book that's famous in high schools. Give it a scale from 1 through 4. 4 being the highest, 1 the lowest.
This one?
Okay, and tell us what do you like about Sandra Cisneros, the author, from what you read so far.
She uses lots of Hispanic culture in her stories.
And like, in your own opinion, like as a working in schools, like how do you feel about reading Hispanic authors?
It feels really good because they don't get the recognitions they deserve.
Okay. Another thing is like, so do you plan on going to college? What do you want to study? Journalism. That'd be a great choice for you. So Saginaw Valley State University, OCC. Where are you planning to go? Where would you like to go? College.